Good morning and welcome to Longsleddale, which is just north of Kendal in the Lake District. It's a fine day and we're going to be going up some hills around here. Today we've got Great Howe, Tarn Crag and Great Howe, which are just up behind me there, and then we're going to come back down Gatescarth Pass, which you can see behind me, down via Wrengill Quarry and back to Sadgill where we're parked today. It is a little bit busy here for the parking, so do recommend that you get here nice and early. Let's have a little look because it's already 9 o'clock and the car park's quite busy, so do recommend that you try and get here before 9 o'clock. Let's go.
Longsleddale is a quiet valley surrounding the River Sprint just north of Kendal. The narrow 6-mile road into Longsleddale leads to Sadgill at the foot of Gatescarth Pass. Most of the buildings in Longsleddale were built as farms and sheep outnumber people here. The stone packhorse bridge across the Sprint was proposed in 1717 and built shortly afterwards.
Today's walk takes us past 2 survey pillars from the building of Haweswater Reservoir and its aqueduct in the 1930s. This first, smaller pillar is made from concrete and its cleft provides a sightline for pipeline construction. The aqueduct itself lies 300 metres below and was at the time the longest pipeline in Britain.
Great Crag and its subsidiary peak of Great Howe provide the eastern wall of Longsleddale Valley. From here, several moorland ridges stretch the south and east towards the M6 and River Lune. It lies on the north-south watershed of Cumbria, with water from here draining north into the Solway Firth and south into Morecambe Bay.
Harrop Pike is the twin summit of Great Crag, sitting only 1 metre lower at 637 metres. It lies only half a mile from Great Crag and is marked by a small stone column. It's well worth the detour from the top edge of Longsleddale to get an expansive view over to the Shap Fells. So we've reached the halfway point in our day. We've come from Great Crag in this direction over to Harrop Pike. We're now on Tarn Crag, just at the pillar, and then we're heading down to Gatescarth Pass and back via Wrengill Quarry. So let's have a quick look around the pillar and then let's go.
Tarn Crag and Buckbarrow Crag below form the upper eastern wall of Longsleddale, with the land falling sharply away here. It holds the second of 2 survey pillars from the building of Haweswater and its aqueduct. The larger pillar is made of stone and concrete and also has a cleft for a sight line to the netter pillar at Brandstree. Building the tunnel required 250 tonnes of gelignite for blasting.
This is the last stop of the day at Wrengill Quarry. We're going to have a look around the old buildings and the quarry workings by the drone because it's behind me here and really you cannot climb down to it. So we've had a great walk today across the tops. We've been across Tarn Crag and now down to the quarry, and now we're going to head back down the pass to the car, get a cup of tea and a nice bit of cake. Wrengill Quarry is named for Wrengill, which flows through the former quarry site via falls and tunnels. Wrengill produced blue-green slate working through the 18th century and then again during the World War II by prisoners of war. The ruins of the mill building remain, along with the pipeline which would have powered the Pelton wheel and then a later engine. A number of mine workings fan out from here above and below ground.
Gatescarth Pass is an unsealed road running from Mardale at Haweswater through to Sadgill, which motor vehicles can use 1 day per month by permit. Its origin lies as a packhorse trade route running to Scotland and West Cumbria. The River Sprint forms a number of small waterfalls here as it descends back towards Sadgill. From there it goes on past numerous former mills to join the River Kent near Kendal.